I guess they felt that I could be an inspiration to other cancer patients and survivors. Don't get me wrong, I don't know why chemo doesn't affect me like it does others. I don't know why I get through surgery successfully as I have. But I feel God is using me. He wants me to continue on this journey to bring hope to others. Yes, there will be times you doubt if you can continue on. There will be times when you feel emotionally and financially strapped. There will be times when you become envious of what others have and wish you could use your vacation days for other things besides doctor visits and treatments. But the key for me has been to find balance in all these and not feel like, why me? Balance means knowing that this cancer hasn't taken away all my joys. I still feel I enjoy a quiet evening on my front porch, enjoying a glass of wine with my favorite friend, my wife, Kat. Balance is seeing our 3 grandchildren growing up. To be involved in their lives. Balance is being able to worship God with my loving church family. Yes, things have been taken from me, but they can't dwell on what I've lost, because the positive will continue to outdistance what I think I have lost. My journey began in May of 2011. That's when I was told I had colon cancer. First surgery to remove part of my colon. Later, I was diagnosed as stage 4 as it metastasized to my lymph nodes and eventually to my liver and my lungs. I underwent a surgery to give me a power cord. My next surgery was to ablate these 3 spots on my liver, and my 4th surgery was to remove a portion of my liver. My life changed and will never be the same again when I was given this diagnosis. My journey is like no other because it's mine. It can't be duplicated. Can't be taken away from me. My mother, my sister, and my nephew influenced my journey through their cancer battles. They gave me examples that I can look back on now and appreciate the gifts that they were giving me. I never dreamed that I would have occasion to follow their example. They all fought their tough cancer battles with dignity and positivity. My point here is to find those people that you can use for strength, positivity, and guidance to bring you through. Life is full of special moments. Your first kiss, your first date, the date you proposed, your wedding day, the birth of your children, their graduations, their wedding day, and later the birth of your grandchildren. Part of life's plans are part of my bucket list. However, getting cancer wasn't on my list. For many, when told they have cancer, it brings about the question, why me? Why me never really entered my mind. It was more like game on, let's start the battle. Where do I go from here? Several people like Peggy Thompson, Jill Hatcher, and my wife Kathy ran my ear about getting the best to start me on this journey. Well, being the true Buckeye fan that I am, of course I decided to go to Ohio State because I wanted the best. I'd be lying if I didn't hope that they would throw in a few free season football tickets or basketball tickets. In August of 2011, I received my first chemo infusion at the Ohio State University James Cancer Center. In the summer of 2012, the doctors added a few months of radiation with my chemo to combat the cancer. I remember clearly Dr. Rhodes saying, 5 days a week for 5 weeks. I said, did I hear you correctly? To which he said, yes. My first thought wasn't my health. At the time, I was thinking about how much work I would miss, how much gas would be used, wear and tear on our vehicle. Little did I know that God had taken care of that with family and friends, making the journeys one time of catching up in their lives, enjoying suppers with them. My family was there to hear me ring the bell when these treatments were over. I would love to say after that completion eradication, that cancer had been eradicated. This was not the case. I later learned that the cancer had spread to my lungs, so I continued to receive chemo infusions every other week to keep my existing growth from growing. 2 weeks ago, after scans, I was told I needed to up my chemo treatments because another spot had shown up in my liver that was the size of a blackberry. Now, if I told you this process, this news had been easy, I would be lying, because once again, I received news that I wasn't expecting. However, looking at the glass half full, not half empty, we were told that the fluid that had shown up in my lungs in my March scans were gone. I had to be excited because there were still options, and also, as my doctor said, I wasn't going to fall off the cliff because of this new growth. I feel confident in my doctor's diagnosis, but this doesn't mean I shouldn't ask other questions, and you should never stop asking your healthcare providers for questions. When talking about a cancer diagnosis or cancer itself, we tend to focus on the negatives. By my cancer diagnosis, did do something positive. The diagnosis acted like a pair of glasses. It helped put life into focus. I don't know if it forced me to prioritize my life, but it has helped me to appreciate each new day and to see what is truly important in life. Now, this point in the speech is where the speaker would say, now I have to stop and smell the roses, or that I have to slow down. But the one thing I refuse to let my cancer diagnosis do is to slow me down. To me, that is not living. I want to be out in the community I love, with the family I cherish. I still want to experience life. Here's an example of my first chemo regimen. I would go in for an infusion, and I'd have to take home my own personal infusion satchel. One of my first questions was, when I told that, was if I could play golf while carrying around this infusion, my man purse, as I called it. Dr. Rose, my oncologist, said to me, let's not get carried away yet. But I figured out a way I could make playing golf happen. Not my best golf, but it didn't let it stop me. This battle with cancer is not something that I would ever want to attempt alone. I could never have made it this far if it hadn't been for my family, my son and daughter-in-law pressing me to seek answers, not to stick my head in the sand, my friends, and above all, my faith in God. So many things have happened along the way that Kathy and I would both know God had his hand in. From our prayer warriors, from our church family, our wonderful caring staff and doctors, James, my encouragers on care pages. These have all shown me day after day how truly blessed I am. I would appreciate it this much had I not developed cancer. Probably not. I had to laugh at my last CT scan. They signed in. Proceeded to walk away from the signing table, and someone said, "Hi, Ed." I immediately turned around as if I was surprised that they knew me by my first name. And almost everywhere we go, it's James. Everybody knows my name. It sort of reminds me of the sitcom Cheers. The theme song was "Everybody Knows Your Name." You know it wasn't me at the end of the bar, although there were times during my journey that I would have liked to have been at the end of the bar. If I could offer anyone a word of advice, to be it with cancer or anyone who has not been diagnosed with cancer, it would be to listen to your body, to get those checkups. For me, I was tardy getting my colonoscopy, and I had symptoms that I knew were not normal. Finally, to those that are still fighting, never give up the fight. Each day is a precious gift from God. I'd like everybody to stand up that's through my journey has said a prayer, has taken me to chemo treatments, who has sent cards, made calls. Stand up. My family. My friends, this is how you get through this journey. It's your family, your friends, people that care, people who want to make a difference. Thank you for this opportunity.